So there's a full second set here. So Josh, I don't know if you bought these yet or if you're interested, but we might be starting to form a nice little box for you.
And a box put together we did. So here's a box from Lon's Toys, Chris, my good buddy. This arrived today in the mailroom. And I mean, it's a decently sized box here. So what did I buy from Chris? Well, I bought more than I was expecting, but this ended up working out pretty well. When I watched his live stream last week, I didn't think I was going to be buying anything from him, but I'm also going to blame Corey for this as well, because even though he doesn't know it, but this is his fault as well. So because of this, which you might remember this SHODO Drive figure that I got in my Power Morphicon haul. He gave this to me as a little gift in that. But the problem is with that is that when you get Drive and then you got the accessories box that he also gave to me, the accessories box included this little thing right here, which is Kamen Rider Mach's Zenrin Shooter. But I didn't have Kamen Rider Mach. I do now. So we got some stuff in here, which was also just really helpful because I was able to finally get the Gokaiger altar, which is going to be its own video from the Minipla line. So I can keep talking about this box, or I can open it. So let's go ahead and open it up. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this is 3 main things that I got from him. It was the Minipla set for, as you can see, Don Dorogoku altar, which, did I want that? Not necessarily, but as he said on Geek Each Week last Friday, he did give me a deal I couldn't refuse because he just wanted to get rid of it, and that is more than fair. So let's actually angle this up a tad so you can actually kind of see everything in the box. So here it is. So very nicely packed, obviously. We got a bunch of Minipla boxes lined up and then 2 SHODO figures. So let's go ahead and take those out. We're going to take a look at those. They look very nice. So that's kind of sort of be the main focus of this video. Obviously, this is going to be its own dedicated video. I can't build a Minipla in like 20 minutes, and I needed a kind of a quickie video to get on the channel today just to put something out there. But this will be its own dedicated video, which I guess I can now do a video on Don Dorogoku Altar, or Don Drogoku Altar, Minipla version. Because, I mean, it does look nice, and there's a little bit of differences with it that I do actually prefer on the Minipla. But here's the lineup that I am kind of going to be talking about here. So, as you can see, box 1, 2, 3, and 4 make up Don Dorogoku Altar in the Minipla line, which is going to be very similar to this guy right here. This is the Change Heroes version of Don Dorogoku Altar, which, if you've not checked this out, I did a video on this 2-ish months ago, something like that, I think I did this, did I do the same video as the Ninja Altar? I think that would make sense if I did it that way. I don't actually remember, it's been a minute since that, but one thing I do like as I try to get him to stand off screen is that box 4 has the nice little stand for him, and it comes with the adapter little peg thing for gears, even though it's not actually taking gears. But I do actually much prefer that version of the Ruko no Geki that comes with the Minipla, because it does have a nice sticker detail and everything that is not present on the Change Hero version of it. So it's like sculpted nicely, but there's like no sticker there or anything like that. So I do prefer that. So I guess technically I would really want like 4 of these boxes, or 3 of these boxes, and the other 4 I didn't necessarily want, but you know, we're here. So what did I get them for? Mainly is right there, the Gokaiger altar. So that is exclusive to this set. As you can see right there, it pretty much is just a Gokai Galleon with a Don Brothers logo on one of the sails. But obviously we needed that, not only because I'm a huge Gokaiger fan, but because I'm also trying to get all the altars. So it does advertise that you can use it with number 1 and number 6 from the Change Hero line, which is Don Momotaro and Don Dorogoku altar. And then here are the combinations. This is with the Minipla, but you can do both, which I can kind of, in the same video as I do Gokaiger altar, which will be whenever I finish it, maybe tomorrow, maybe sometime next week, but that will be its own dedicated video taking a look at that. I will compare the 2 Don Dorogoku altars and how the combination works. So there is box 1, 2, 3, 4, running out of room, 5, so this is this is 7, these are not in the correct order, but close enough. I mean, they all look the exact same, as you can see. Are you 5? Nope, you're 6. So this must be 5. Yeah, alright, so we got them all. So let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit and take a look at those SHODO figures. Alright, so with a mountain of Minipla behind there, I figured it was, a pretty nice backdrop. we have not one, but two SHODO figures. So this is pretty cool. So I don't collect SHODO. I mean, I really don't even collect SHODO that much as I want to. I love these figure lines. I don't like SHODO as much, which is weird. I like SHODO in the fact that you don't have to put stickers on the figures, but I like SHODO more for its completion aspect, and that gets me more involved with that than SHODO. So I've never been super invested in collecting SHODO, but I do like to get it from here, from time to time, especially like these guys that I take a look at on the channel, the SHODO Super Gokaigers. So I love these SHODO supersets, and I definitely need to get more of these. And so these, as I still have Gokai Silver out here in Comrade Drive, these scale perfectly. So, oh, there goes Drive. That was a slow fall, but it was a fall nonetheless. But they do scale very nicely. And so, like I said, because I had gotten that accessories box of Drive from Corey at Power Morphicon, I had a Zenrin shooter, and Chris had an extra mock, so it just worked out. So he also gave me a very nice deal on all of this stuff. So Chris, if you're watching, huge thanks to Hook for hooking me up with all this stuff. And give me some video stuff to do. So here is Kamen Rider Mock. This is from SHODO X15. So this came out, I think, in like May or something. Because what's interesting about this too is that I have this, which I'm very excited to take a look at, because SHODO X is over now. SHODO X ended, I think, at like 17, I want to say. Something like that. And they've now rebranded it into SHODO Double Cross. So SHODO XX. And with that, they are redoing older figures in a very, like, I wouldn't say premium. I mean, there are premium sets in this line, but they're kind of doing it in a much more sort of sophisticated candy toy figure. That's a weird way to say it, but basically this set just came out. It has Kuga in it. It has, actually, it's probably somewhere. Yeah, here we go. It has Black and Black RX. It has Kuga Mighty, Kuga Rising Mighty, 01 Rising Hopper, 01 Metal Cluster Hopper, which looks beautiful, and then an accessories box for Metal Cluster Hopper, which I really like. But basically, he had an extra Black RX, and if I ever get the SHODO Super Zyuranger set, which I very much would like to, this would scale with a SHODO Super Zyuranger. So just as I would like a Motion, what's it called? Motion Rise or whatever that line. The line I got that build figure from. If they ever did that for Kamen Rider Black RX, I would have to get that because that would be Lightning Collection scaled. But this would work for now. And also, I just love Black RX's suit design, so I'm going to take a look at both of those. And as you can see, very difference in boxes and everything. These are actually more expensive, I believe, if I remember that correctly. And just the overall presentation just looks so much more fancy, so I like that. So let's go ahead and open up Kamen Rider Mock here. So nothing in there, just there's no stickers or anything, so no like instructions or anything like that. But you do get the little gums, which I don't like these. I like the flower candies I like the Minipla I have. This is going to be fun. I got 7 whole boxes of little flower candies I can eat while I'm building all of that. But for these, basically you get a ton of hands. You do get a nice little display stand for it. And the only assembly is just taking everything out of this bag, putting Mock's head on, putting a pair of hands of my choice on, and then the rest onto that stand. But I'm kind of surprised they didn't do in that accessories set, like the little signal changes that he had or something like that, because they gave some of Drive's tire changes, because basically, does this helmet move up? I severely doubt that it does that, but it does not appear so. It doesn't need to do that. I just was curious if it had that functionality, because I don't even remember. I mean, me and Corey and everything, we talk about these candy toy blogs all the time, but I never remember, especially because I don't collect SHODO that much, like at all. I do not remember like at all what SHODO has to offer. I know that this set is the one that had Drive in it, but it also had Proto Drive, because that was a very easy thing, and then SHODO O, which does like other riders and villains and stuff, did Gold Drive or Gourd Drive. So I know that was a thing. So you do get some pointing hands, you do get some other pointing hands, holding hands and fists and everything, so very easy to just kind of, twist these off of the little, it's kind of like a rubbery plastic-ish peg. And I'm curious if you can hear all those cars in the highway that's right behind my window, because I certainly can. So there is that, some pointing. I really like these pointing hands. I'll definitely give them like a pointing hand and a hand to hold the Zenrin shooter that's been sitting on my desk for a month alongside Drive, but never had anywhere to go. So let's go ahead and take Mock here. Plop, whoop. I thought I had it. Definitely did not. Nope. Wow. So I think that's maybe a little too translucent on the plastic, covering the eyes. Like, that looks a little too foggy, in my opinion. But it's still a very nice figure. I like the detail on the mock driver. They even molded a little signal bike in there. Paint is gorgeous for a very small figure. The signal's nice. It doesn't rotate or anything like that, but it really doesn't need to do that. Nice paint there. You get the little muffler back here, which is molded in there pretty good. It's not going to move or anything like that. But yeah, that is a pretty good figure of Kamen Rider Mach, if I'd say so. So, oh wow, they even sculpted a little drive logos on his feet and everything. So yeah, definitely a fan of that to go alongside Kamen Rider Drive. So let's go ahead and give him, on this hand, I want the little pointing out finger, which just slots in there. So you can kind of have him doing that. And then we'll give him, is this one of his holding hands? Yep, that's the exact hand that we want for the Zenrin shooter. So I know this is all out of focus right now because it is such a tiny, tiny little piece, but we got the hand onto the Zenrin shooter. And now after about 3.5 weeks, I finally have something to do with this Zenrin shooter. And we'll kind of try to line up the whole like bike little look that you're supposed to get with his arm, and because you're supposed to have him hold the Zenrin shooter with his right hand, so you can kind of get that whole bike action going on with the arm, and it's really cool. So I really like Mach's design a lot. I've always liked Mach's design, and I've always thought he was a very fun character. Go was pretty great, and I love Kamen Rider Drive, so I'm always down to finally have some figures of these guys. So, and now that I have SHODO versions of them, they're probably going to do like SHODO Chronicle versions right away, and if they do, I'm gonna have to rebuy everything. Because they're going to be more complete, and finally probably give me a figure of my all-time favorite final form, which is Kamen Rider Drive Type Trideron, and I don't have a figure of that yet. So there is Mach, and then Drive, which is still sitting on the floor from a minute ago. Here is Kamen Rider Drive, so which does not want to stand. I don't really have him in the best pose either. I don't really know what I was doing with that. But there is Drive and Mach. So I don't remember if they actually did Chaser. I hope they did. I love that trio of riders, but I don't think they did. I know they did Proto Drive and Gold Drive, so I may try to get those. I guess technically they did Chaser by doing Proto Drive, because they are the same character. So these two technically have spots for you to put them, like right hand, left hand, but I always just kind of say, screw it, and just kind of put the hands wherever they will fit into the little pegs, which is very nice little storage, because it's also a little stand for the boot. So it's a nice little thing to have there as I'm trying to get the hand to rest in there so I don't lose these. Oh, there we go. So that is Kamen Rider Mach. So now moving on to SHODO Double Cross, where we have this beautiful figure of Kamen Rider Black RX. So let's open it up. Here's the same little gummy candy as before. And very, very similar, obviously. Slightly different stand. It doesn't have a boot hole in it anymore. But it still has a bunch of hands. Where? Does this? Oh wait, is this sword? Oh no! Oh no! His sword is in the accessory set for Metal Cluster Hopper. Oh no! I want to give him the Revel Cane. That's okay. I don't have to give him a weapon. That's fine. At least it's not like Mach, where I just had the weapon and not the figure. So I love Black RX's design. Like, what a fantastic suit design that they put together for that guy. So very nice hands, very, like I said, similar to what we had with Mach. I still very much like that you, even though it's not a stand anymore, that you get the little hand like holder. That's very helpful. So it's a little bit of a different kind of sprue, but actually I think a little easier to take the hands off of. So there's that. And just like Mach, all we have to do is attach his head, which really can be tricky sometimes. But yeah, look at that. That looks excellent. And in Japan, these are like $7 to $8-ish figures, something like that. There's a little bit of a paint bubble thing there on the chest, but that's not too bad. But yeah, there is the belt and everything. A little bit of a paint scratch on the shin, but not too bad. So they were kind of just, ooh. So that's okay, that's fine. So they kind of just were promoting, with Double Cross here, just kind of all the kind of new articulation that they sort of redesigned for these guys. I know there's like a whole bunch of it that I could go into here, but I do not recall what all of it is. But, it's just a very nice little candy toy figure of Black RX. So let's give him, I like this finger pose, where he's kind of doing the whatever this is supposed to be called. So I really do like that. And then we'll give him kind of the I am the son of the sun or whatever hands that he does. Which is kind of, I mean, I don't know what kind of pose that is, but... Oh, wait. He has toe. He has toe articulation. I am the sun's child. That's what he says, right? But yeah, there we go. There's Black RX. He's a little loosey, but not too bad. So let's go ahead and show him off next to Gokai Silver. So actually, now that I look at it, Gokai Silver might be a little bit taller, but that's not going to be that bad out of scale or anything like that if I had SHODO Super G-Ranger. So there is that. So that's pretty much going to do it for today's little video here, just kind of a showcase of these two figures that I got from Chris, and then of course the Minipla will be its own video because I actually have to like build that and everything. So thank you, Chris, for giving me something to give the Zenrain shooter to. Thank you for helping me out with the Gokaiger altar and just throwing in Hondo or Goku altar, and then the kind of last minute decision to give me Black RX. I mean, I bought it from him, but to throw in Black RX to have to scale with SHODO Super. So until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR, and be sure to check out my buddy Chris over at Lawn's Toys here on YouTube, and follow him on Twitter at CLawn83. And I'll see you all next time.